Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we have breaking news out of Dallas, and this one is shaking up Cowboys Nation. The Cowboys front office has been busy, making moves as the regular season approaches, and the headlines right now are all about a trade that just went down. Offensive lineman Asim Richards has been dealt to the New Orleans Saints, and along with that, Dallas has officially made 5 roster cuts as they trim the squad down toward the final 53. This is big, it's fast-moving, and it's something every Cowboys fan needs to know about because it signals exactly how the team is positioning itself heading into this critical stretch of the season. Let's dive into what went down, what this trade means for Dallas and for the Saints, and what the roster cuts are telling us about the direction the Cowboys are taking in 2025. Asim Richards, for those who may not be following every detail, is a former draft pick who the Cowboys selected in the 5th round of the 2023 NFL Draft. Coming out of North Carolina, Richards brought versatility to the offensive line, having experience at both tackle and guard. The Cowboys initially saw him as a developmental piece, someone who could step in and add depth to a unit that has dealt with injuries over the past few years. However, depth charts can get crowded fast in Dallas, especially with the emergence of younger players and the team's commitment to reshuffling the line to maximize protection for Dak Prescott. And now, in a surprising move, the Cowboys have decided to part ways with Richards by sending him to New Orleans. Now, why would Dallas make this move? The reality is the Cowboys are clearly looking at their offensive line situation and realizing that Richards wasn't going to carve out a consistent role. While he showed flashes of potential, the team is focused on keeping only the strongest, most versatile players who can contribute right away. The Saints, on the other hand, desperately needed more depth along their offensive line after injuries and inconsistencies plagued their 2024 season. Adding Richards gives New Orleans a developmental piece with upside, someone they can plug into different spots and groom in their system. It's the kind of move that works for both teams. Dallas frees up space and resources, while the Saints take a low-risk chance on a young lineman with potential upside. The trade details are still coming into focus, but early reports suggest the Cowboys will be receiving a late-round draft pick in exchange. That may not sound like much, but for a front office like Dallas, those picks are valuable assets. The Cowboys have built depth in the past with late-round gems and undrafted free agents, and flipping a player like Richards for draft capital means they're thinking long-term about building sustained success. Jerry Jones and Will McClay have shown again and again that they like flexibility, and this move opens the door to either using that pick in the draft or even as part of a future trade package. But of course, that's not the only news today. Alongside the Richards trade, the Cowboys officially announced 5 roster cuts as they continue narrowing things down to the 53-man limit. Preseason is always a brutal time for players fighting for their NFL dreams, and these cuts are a reminder of just how competitive this league really is. Some of these names were expected, guys who struggled in camp or who simply didn't show enough during preseason games. Others were a little more surprising, which always sparks conversation among fans and analysts. The Cowboys are making it clear they are focused on fielding the best possible team, no matter how tough those decisions might be. Let's talk about the bigger picture here, because moves like this reveal a lot about the Cowboys' strategy. By trading Richards and making these roster cuts, the coaching staff and front office are sending a strong signal. They're confident in their starting offensive line and in the depth they already have in-house. Tyron Smith may no longer be around, but the Cowboys have invested heavily in players like Tyler Smith and others to secure the future of the line. They also clearly believe in the growth of younger linemen who outperformed Richards in training camp. This wasn't a decision made lightly, but it's one that shows trust in the group Dallas has assembled. For the Saints, this is an opportunity. New Orleans has had one of the more inconsistent offensive lines in recent years, and giving Derek Carr reliable protection has been a point of emphasis. By acquiring Richards, they add a versatile player who could be a swing tackle or guard option as they manage injuries over the long season. Sometimes players just need a change of scenery, and Richards may find the opportunity he couldn't in Dallas while wearing black and gold in New Orleans. Saints fans should see this as a low-risk move that could pay dividends if Richards develops quickly in their system. For Cowboys Nation, though, the immediate reaction is mixed. Some fans are applauding the front office for getting value for a player who wasn't expected to make the final roster anyway. Others are questioning why the Cowboys would give up a young lineman when offensive line depth has historically been an issue. That's the beauty of the preseason, everyone has an opinion, and every move sparks debate. But if you step back and look at the bigger strategy, this was about making sure every spot on the roster is used wisely, with players the staff believes can contribute right now. The timing of these moves also matters. With just days left before final cuts are due, the Cowboys wanted to act decisively. Moving Richards now gives him a fresh start with the Saints before the season begins, instead of leaving him lingering on the bubble. And for Dallas, it means clarity going into the final stages of roster building. They know who their core guys are, they know where they're strong, and they know which positions still need tweaking. Let's not forget the emotional side of all this either. For a player like Richards, being traded is a big adjustment. He's leaving behind teammates, a coaching staff, and a city where he thought he would build his NFL career. At the same time, he's gaining an opportunity for more playing time and perhaps a better shot at proving himself. That's the nature of the NFL, it's a business, but it's also a game where careers can change overnight. As for the 5 roster cuts, each name tells a story. These are players who came into camp with hope, with ambition, and with everything to prove. The Cowboys coaching staff spent hours evaluating their tape, their performance in practice, and their contributions on special teams. At the end of the day, the NFL is unforgiving, and the numbers simply don't work out for everyone. Some of these players may get a shot on the practice squad, while others may catch on with another team looking for depth. That's why roster cut week is one of the toughest times in the league. It's not just about numbers, it's about real people whose dreams hang in the balance. For fans, today's news is a reminder of how fast things move in the NFL. One day a player is competing for a roster spot, the next he's being traded across the country. One week a rookie is making noise in camp, the next he's packing his bags. It's why these updates matter so much, because they shape the very team we'll be watching on Sundays. So what does this mean moving forward for the Cowboys? It means the team is tightening up, making sure the roster is lean, focused, and filled with players the coaches believe in. It means the offensive line is being built around a core group, and anyone not fitting into that picture is being moved. And it means the Cowboys are playing the long game with draft capital, which could pay off down the line. Fans can expect more news in the coming days as additional cuts and potential trades are finalized, but for now, the Asim Richards trade stands out as the headline grabber. The Cowboys are making moves, the Saints are getting reinforcements, and the NFL preseason drama continues to unfold. This is what makes football so exciting. Every day brings new stories, new shifts, and new debates about what's best for the team. Cowboys Nation, get ready, because the regular season is almost here, and Dallas is clearly determined to put the best team possible on the field. Thanks for watching today's update on the Cowboys trading Asim Richards to the Saints and the 5 roster cuts that followed. Make sure to drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think this was the right move for Dallas? Are you worried about offensive line depth, or do you trust the front office's strategy? We'll keep bringing you all the breaking Cowboys news as it happens, so don't miss a thing. And before you head out, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you're always up to date on everything happening with the Dallas Cowboys.